Maui fires, survivors describe harrowing escapes from the flames. Dang was in a rental car with her 3 children and husband on Lahaina's Front Street when she saw the flames inching closer and closer towards them. But when the vehicles around them began catching fire, they decided to grab their food, water, and phones and run for the waves. They had already watched others trying to flee the rapidly moving flames do the same, including an elderly woman who was helped into the ocean. "We have to get to the ocean," the Kansas mother told BBC News on Thursday. "There was nothing else, because we were cornered in." With their children ages 5, 13 and 20, they at first stayed close to shore. But as evening approached, and the tide rose, the water started smashing her into the rock wall of the harbor, severely cutting her leg. When the line of cars on Front Street, at least 50 of them, started exploding, they were forced to move into deeper water to seek shelter from the shooting debris. "They were in the water for nearly 4 hours," she said. It was a Tuesday afternoon, but the sky behind them was pitch black from the wildfire smoke. It was a harrowing ordeal for the family, who wondered if they were going to make it out alive. At one point, one of Mrs. Dang's children fainted in the water. They were eventually rescued by a firefighter who directed them through the burning streets. Leading a group of about 15 survivors, she recalls the firefighter telling them, "I don't even know if we're gonna make it at this point. Just do everything I say. If I say jump, jump. If I tell you to run, run." After reaching shelter at the Maui prep school, the family was forced to move twice more, including once because one shelter came under threat from flames. 17 more people were confirmed to be dead on Thursday afternoon, bringing the death toll to at least 53, after a series of fires broke out across the Hawaiian island of Maui earlier this week. Thousands others have been displaced. The hardest hit is the historic town of Lahaina, home to 12,000 residents and a popular destination for tourists. Hawaii Governor Josh Green told CNN on Thursday the death toll could rise. "We do know that more people have perished," he said. "That number is going to go up very significantly, and so our hearts go out to all the families." Gov. Green estimated 80% of Lahaina is gone. Many people lost their homes, including Bryce Beroyden, who was forced to flee with his family. Famous banyan tree and centuries-old church hit by Hawaii fires. Mr. Beroyden said they left nearly all of their possessions behind, thinking their house would be still standing when they returned, but it did not survive. "When we found out, my mother burst into tears," he said. "Not just the whole street, but the whole neighborhood is gone. The thing I am saddest about leaving behind was my 5 pet chameleons," the 26-year-old said. "I was very attached to them and I regret not taking them with us when we left." Steve Kemper, a photographer, lost a gallery that he managed on Front Street in Lahaina, his sister, Suzanne Kemper. Because only one road leads in and out of the town, it took him 3 hours to escape and drive east to the Maui town of Haiku, where his son is living. "It was a close call," she said. "He was absolutely exhausted when he got to my nephews. He was shattered." Ms. Kemper, who has spent time in Maui and other Hawaiian islands, explained that many of the buildings in the old town of Lahaina are made of wood, a legacy from when the town served as a major whaling port. "This likely facilitated the spread of the fire in the town," she said. "It just went up like a torch," she said. "They were like matchsticks on the ground." She and others have struggled to get in touch with friends and family living in the area, as the blaze has cut power to thousands on the island. One woman said she could not get in contact with her parents who were staying at a hotel in Lahaina for their honeymoon. She registered their names with the Red Cross, but hadn't heard from them in 24 hours. After escaping and moving from shelter to shelter, Mrs. Dang and her family managed to get to the airport in Maui, where they planned to board a flight back to Kansas. As for the 26-year-old Mr. Beroiten, he and his parents have been staying with family on the other side of Maui since they evacuated their home. All they managed to take were some important documents, a bag of clothes, and their 2 dogs. "We are all in shock," he said. "But," he added, "my dad told me that everything in the house is replaceable and we are lucky to have each other."